Hi everyone, hope you're all well. Today I'm going to be sharing a piece of writing with you that I've written about what it's like to go through an eating disorder relapse. So I've written this piece about that place in your mind that the eating disorder takes you to, how it makes you think, how it makes you feel. Hopefully by sharing this it'll help someone going through the same to feel less alone. So this is called The Land of Restriction. The Land of Restriction. It's a place I visited regularly during the last 6.5 years. In fact, it's fair to say that sometimes I reside there on a permanent basis. Anyone who doesn't live with an eating disorder inside of their brain will never have been to the land of restriction and won't know that it even exists. So let me paint a picture of what it looks like. Imagine you go to a place and it's dull, like really dull, dark, stormy, and everything is falling apart. It's so depressing that you don't ever want to go back. But then amongst all of the bleakness, you'll find a part of that place which is the most safe, sheltered and comforting place you've ever been to, and that part is what persuades you to return there, time and time again. That's what an eating disorder is like. It sucks you in and portrays itself as a protector, making you blind to the fact that what it's actually doing is destroying you and manipulating you into doing exactly what it wants. Its voice is so loud and its grip so tight that it's in complete control. And you don't have a choice. The eating disorder itself is not a choice. Ever since ARF had entered my life, I felt like the land of restriction is where I belong. It's somewhere I know I can always return to during moments when I'm struggling to cope, or when life feels like it's getting too much. And let's face it, that's a lot of the time. It's so easy to push aside the really horrible and destructive part of that place when the other part of it is so inviting and familiar. That's why, even when I'm not living in the land of restriction, I'm constantly thinking of going back. And when I inevitably do, I can't find a way out. I get stuck there. It's like I've bought a short-dated return ticket, but by the time I eventually start to hate the place because I've finally seen it for what it is and decide enough is enough, the ticket has long expired. By which point, my only option is to slowly start walking hundreds of miles to get to where I was before. That journey is never-ending, repetitive, draining. And that's where I'm at right now. I've been to the land of restriction, my return ticket has expired, and I'm trying to start making my own way out. This part of the journey is pivotal. It can go one of two ways. You either find the strength and motivation to move forwards, or you give up and stay right where you are, or worse. If I'm being honest, recently I felt like I can't do it anymore and have considered giving up, but then I remember why I can't. I think back to the early days of the eating disorder, when a few months in, a thought popped into my mind. One way or another, one day, this is going to kill me, whether it be my body that has enough and gives up, or I have enough and I give up. Then one day a few months after that, when I thought, I want to kill myself for the first time. Ever since those occasions, I've thought that if I give up on fighting against the eating disorder, or anything else for that matter, then I'll die. That's why giving up isn't an option, no matter how much I feel like doing so. Still, even now I worry that the eating disorder has the ability to end my life someday. There's been countless nights when I've gone to bed, having restricted to the point of starving myself, so emaciated that I've thought, I hope I don't die tonight through lack of food, and have felt scared that I wouldn't wake up the following morning. I know I shouldn't blame myself for this difficult journey that I continue to navigate, but I do. Because it isn't just food that an eating disorder restricts. It's happiness, it's joy, it's smiles, it's laughter, it's life, and everything in it. And that's a devastating thing to experience, time and time again. The only positive, I suppose, is that my view of the land of restriction has changed over the years. At the very start, restricting used to make me feel so strong and powerful, it didn't have any negatives whatsoever. Whereas nowadays it makes me feel weak and powerless, and I can definitely recognise the negatives. All I can hope is in time, the land of restriction becomes a completely negative place to me that I never want to go back to. Thank you for watching, thank you for listening. Take care.